Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra versus iPhone 15 Pro Max speed test 2. This is the second version of this speed test. We're going to go ahead and begin with a boot up in 3, 2, go, and see which one can get there first. Now, the reason for making a second edition of this video is because we have the February patch now with the all new Vivid update. There were some bug fixes, but I also added good lock to the screen, to the UI, so we can now get a little bit better iPhone boots up first. We can get a little bit better animation on the RAM management. In addition, I removed some basic apps. We're going to go with more games in this video, and we're also going to do a video render of a 4K video at around 5 minutes. So we're definitely going to have some differences here from the first one, and I want to see if this update has made the Samsung even closer with my good lock enhancements as well. So this does have the February patch on here for this video. That's how it's different from our first one. It was initially on the January, I think it was the January update. So we're now on the February patch, which brought the new Vivid slider, but also some bug fixes. And I added the good lock here as well. If you go to Galaxy Store, you can download good lock, but you can go to home up here, task changer, and we are going to allow the bottom gestures now to see if it's even closer here in performance. Generally speaking, through the One UI 6.1, it's the best it's ever been. It's super smooth, super fast to operate, and I feel like Samsung kind of has to have that, because how are you going to compete these days if you have a laggy phone? So that's really good. Now, Apple retains its really smooth consistency, and I have a feeling this is on 17.3.1. I have a feeling 17.4 official is going to launch today, right after I launch the speed test. I don't know why I feel that, but maybe it'll be next week. But as of the recording, this is still on 17.3.1 and buttery smooth here. I still feel like the animations have like a little bit more of a smooth look on the iPhone. They feel snappy and fast on a Samsung, but let's see how they do in the app test. So I'm going to close out everything for the Samsung. You could see everything is closed out. Everything is closed out for the iPhone. Let's go ahead and begin with App Store, Play Store. That looked faster for the iPhone. Let's go to apps. Faster for the iPhone, I believe. Let's get up out of here. We'll go into Groupon. And let me go ahead. I think every time I restart the phone, I gotta relaunch Groupon. Let's go to Groupon. Yeah, so it actually opens faster on the left. Let's go into categories. Faster on the left, things to do. Faster on the left there. Let's go to this one. Okay, we're gonna go straight into a booking, so we'll pass on that one. But swiping out, pretty much the same. Let's go to eBay. Faster on the Samsung over there. Now watch this mechanism when they swipe out, how it looks, just how the animation looks. It looks like exactly the same as well. Let's go into Instagram. And I didn't even see that one. I wasn't looking. Let's go over here to the moon. I shot this on the Galaxy S24 Ultra. We had a full moon the other day. It was pretty incredible that it could even reach this. Some people say it's the AI that's doing that, but honestly, it's still pretty amazing. Let's go into X or Twitter. And you can see that's faster for the iPhone. So the iPhone's still faster in some areas. Let's go into Profile. Faster on the left. Scrolling through. So when we do a scroll here, the Android can go really fast if you go like that. So can the iPhone. It doesn't seem like there's much of a difference that I could see there. Let's go up out of there. Let's go into Amazon. I was faster on the Sammy. Let's get up out of there. Let's go into Starbucks. 3, 2, and go. I think that was a Samsung. Let's go into, now we're going to start with, we have a bunch of games here. Let's start with the Jetpack Joyride. And we'll see that Samsung looks to be in the lead, but Apple sometimes comes ahead. Yep, there it goes. So faster there on the iPhone. You could play these casual games like it's nobody's business. Let's go into Subway Surf. 3, 2, go. And looks like the iPhone has that one as well. Let's hit play. Only by a little. I will tell you, the anti-reflective screen and the Vivid update makes the Samsung display in my eyes look better. It just looks so like crystal clear this year. Let's go into Temple Run 2. And it's got very deep blacks as well. Some people think it looks dull or whatever. That's just because they're used to super saturation. And Samsung did tone that down a little bit, but they still brought it back in the recent update. If you really want to crank it up, let's go to no thanks here. Let's hit play. And you could see both of them playing about the same. I will say that the Samsung is more enjoyable with its punch hole versus this big old pill thing in gaming. At the top, the dynamic island. I mean, the dynamic island is cool. It has its own separation. It lets you know you're using an iPhone. But at the same time, from a pure, I was playing both of these games, not these games. I was playing the Real Racing yesterday, and I just noticed I was having a better time on the Samsung's larger, more squared body. It just felt like I was holding a little TV in my hand. The iPhone is still great too, though. Don't get it twisted. But both of them can perform really well. Let's go into Free Fire. 3, 2, go. And what's cool about this year is that it looks like we're closer than ever. I remember the iPhone always winning every single time, every single speed test. The iPhone in the lead here, but is Samsung gonna outdo it? Nope, the iPhone again. Yeah, the iPhone seems to still be ahead a little bit in the games though. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and open up Call of Duty here. And I do believe I have to hit the email thing real quick on the Samsung, so I'm gonna cover that up a little bit. And so the iPhone definitely gets there first, but not by a ton. It's probably because I had the email thing, but overall Call of Duty runs fantastic on both. Let's go into Real Racing 3. And this game definitely is pretty amazing for a smartphone. This game is like playing Gran Turismo basically, but for your phone. It's pretty cool, honestly. Both of them loaded that up pretty easily. Let's go into PUBG Mobile. People get upset when I take PUBG Mobile out of some speed test. Where's PUBG? Where'd it go, man? Like, are you serious? How you can take PUBG out of a speed test? It's like one of the best games. That is true. I can't deny that. Genshin Impact is probably up there as well. Call of Duty Mobile still up there, obviously. I think they're launching a new Call of Duty game mobile soon as well. Let's go into, I think it's like Warzone or something like that. Let's go into 3D Mark, 3, 2, go. And I think that was a Samsung. We'll go into Speed Test. And that was the iPhone. And Geekbench 6, Samsung there. And InShot. And that was the Samsung and KineMaster. And that was an ad for the Samsung, so we didn't get an ad on the iPhone. Just continue to the app. When actually in the application, you can see even when you're in applications, they're super similar. The scrolling is a little faster on the Samsung still, but I feel like I'm using basically the same phone, just different shapes and sizes right now. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Okay, so let's do the RAM management. Now here's where we're gonna really notice the similarities. Just look at the way they come out. Look at this, like the animations. Let's go on to Speed Test Net. Let's go into 3D Mark. Let's go into PUBG. Here's where we notice the big difference here. The Samsung did a little load thing, but right there, see, like it kind of just goes out at the same time now. Just like the iPhone. See that? Right out at the same time. Call of Duty. You can see right out at the same time. We're going to go into Free Fire. This is on the landscape. That's what the Good Lock feature was doing. And now it's basically even. Let's go into Hill Climb 2. And we'll go into Temple Run 2. Let's go into Subway Surf. Subway Surfer? Was that a... Oh my goodness. Was that a reload? Was that a reload? Oh man, they're gonna have at me in the comments for this one. Let's go into Jetpack Joyride. People are gonna have a blast in the comments for that one reload. Let's go into Starbucks, which could have been because the game was in the middle of the game and it restarting because the game was in middle of action, but you know, it could be just a reload. But still, let's go into Oh, this guy, he wants the Samsung to win so bad. I really don't care who wins. He wants the iPhone to win so bad. You know what's funny? I'll make a video about iPhone. You're an iPhone fanboy. I'll make a Samsung video. You love Samsung, you Samsung lover. Then the next one, oh my goodness, this guy wants OnePlus to win so bad. No, I'm just calling what I see, and sometimes it might seem like I'm being biased because maybe my eye is looking at one phone a little too much. You know, we're just doing the commentary. You guys can call it as you see it here. You see it fit. But I'll tell you right now, the iPhone and the Samsung were pretty much neck and neck there. But I will have to say that was ridiculous that it reloaded Subway Surfers. Like, it hasn't done that even in the prior speed test. But overall, you can see they have them same like non-linear animations. So depending on which one you want to go to, you're getting nearly the same exact type of performance. And the final iPhone Geekbench 6 scores are in, and a ridiculous 7117 with a 2896 on the single core. The Samsung is still running over there, but that's even better than my prior videos, I feel like, especially on the multi-core score. Being beat by the iPad Pro 11-inch, 4th generation though, still. Maybe I should do a speed test 15 Pro Max versus the 11-inch iPad, unless I have done it already, but very, very, very nice scores there. Let's see what Samsung can do. It should be done in just a second here. So not very competitive there on the multi-core at least, but definitely closer on that single core. The iPhone winning it in Geekbench though. Let's go into 3D Mark and see if this February patch has made any difference in the 3D Mark Extreme test. I'll be back when they're in with their results. So our final scores are in, and we got a 3960 on the Samsung and a 3876 with around the same exact frame rates, which is kind of funny, but 90% overall, better than 89%, so pretty close here. Although I do want to show you something, the results were actually higher earlier on, so I don't know what's happening today, but I've even had as high as 4567. So let's take a look at some of the older results on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I've had as high as 4216. So the highest score I was able to achieve on the iPhone was lower than the highest score on the Samsung. But today's test, they were pretty much neck and neck. So I'm not sure what that's about, but those are the scores for today. Okay, so I have the same clip lined up on both, although the estimated size seems a little bigger on the Samsung. We're gonna go ahead and save these videos, 3, 2, go, and see which one can complete this task first. I really hope this ad did not mess up the start of that. Seems like it was already converting in the background though. The Samsung already 10% through, so the Samsung actually converting. I'm finishing this video up faster than the iPhone, and it had a little ad in front of it, so pretty cool. I'll be back when these are done. So the Samsung is finished. It's totally done with this video. It was already done before the fact of the iPhone, so we finished it much quicker there. We're still waiting on the iPhone. Now it could be app based, but this is the same length and that has an estimated smaller size, so I don't know why it's taking longer over there, but it definitely did. So I'll be back when the iPhone is finally finished. Okay, we got a little ad, but the iPhone finished way after. The Samsung pretty toasty, and the iPhone a little bit toasty as well. Not terrible on either of them. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up here in this video. We already did the camera launch and the initial speed test, but yeah, the iPhone lost it out there. Overall, with the February patch, the Samsung seems to be running even better. Although it didn't get the best benchmark scores in this test, it still seems to be running even smoother, faster, and even more vivid. Definitely right there with the iPhone. The iPhone 15 Pro Max still king of the hill for the iPhone side, and the Samsung still king of the hill for the Android side. So, in our second edition of this test, I really still think that either way you go, you really can't go wrong. I'll do another test with these 6 to 8 months down the line to see if anything has changed. But the next major test against the S24 Ultra later this year will be the 16 Ultra or 16 Pro Max. So be subscribed for that. Stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. Nick here. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them down below. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.